This is what I call my Queen Amidala hair. Just say that you know. Hello humans, my name is Dael Kingsmill, and today we forget about emailing it to our grandmas. Just for a bit, because today I'm gonna make a Grandad appreciation video. Yep, today I'm gonna tell you just a couple of stories about my granddad. And believe me when I say just a couple, because there are so many great stories about my granddad, and indeed most of my family members, that I would have to make so many videos, and probably one day will. So I guess, look forward to those. Now, I love my granddad, and I've been trying to work out exactly where to start in explaining him to people, because sometimes I have trouble, and I think that the place I'm gonna start is with my Uncle Graham's safety assessment test. So my Uncle Graham works in the chemistry department at the local university, and one day they had these people come through who were supposed to look at the way they work in the lab and all those sorts of things, and they would assess how safe they were at working and how good they were at their jobs. And after they'd finished, they said to my Uncle Graham, you've scored so well in every single category, except that your safety standards are about the same as the average Australian truck driver. And Uncle Graham said to them, that's pretty funny, because my dad is the average Australian truck driver, and he thinks that I'm safety crazy. He thinks that I am too safety conscious. And there it is. That's my granddad in a nutshell, I think. There's actually a story. It's from when Grandad was, I think, about 21. So he was about my age. And my granddad used to be a timber worker, and he used to drive trucks. He used to be the guy who drove the log trucks. So he's driving this massive Mack, like we're talking a truck. Not just a truck, but like a truck. And apparently the deal in those big huge Mack trucks was that if you were going to go up a hill, because they were so big and carried such heavy loads, they have about like 30 gears on them, and you'd have to start in a super low gear and work your way up in order to go up a hill, and so you'd have to go super duper slowly. So people who drove these trucks a lot knew that the best way to avoid having to work your way up through all of the gears would be to take advantage of any slopes or dips in the road and carry your momentum up the hill. And there was a particular hill on Grandad's driving route that had some road work on a bridge just in front of it, which had been causing a lot of grief for the truck drivers on that route, because they'd have to stop and wait for the road workers to say that they could continue, and then on the hill immediately after the bridge they would have to very slowly work their way up through. Just ignore that. But on this particular day that Grandad was heading for that bridge before that hill, he noticed that it was approximately lunchtime and thought to himself that no road worker in their right mind would be working through their lunch hour. And apparently just before the dip down towards the bridge, there was a little bit of a curve in the road, so Grandad just held back a little bit, drove up to the curve, looked down, confirmed that all of the road workers were off to the side eating their sandwiches and whatever. He went for it. He gunned it down the road and across this bridge that they were working on. Saw a couple of the workers jumping up and going, hey, but he ignored them because they were fine. They were safely to the side. He was going up the hill. He was gonna make it, damn it. And then he noticed a bit of a weird thing. The car that had been driving behind him stopped really suddenly before the bridge, and Grandad was just keeping on going, and he couldn't tell what had happened to make this car stop until he realized that the front wheels of the truck had been kicking up the wooden planks that were making up the bridge at this point, and he'd been collecting all the wood planks of the bridge like a flippin' cartoon character between the wheels and dropped them on the other side of the bridge. There was just no more bridge left. Yeah, but he made it up the hill, which is good. Apparently a little while later there was a thing in the newspaper talking about the event and saying that there had been a council meeting held suggesting that the road workers should be given red flags that they could wave to stop dangerous drivers. And my granddad wrote in later on to say that it was him who had been the reckless driver, that he wouldn't have stopped for red flags anyway, and that he had made sure that all the workers were off eating their food, and that the most danger they were in was of indigestion. But basically, this is just a video to say my granddad is great. Just so you know. This is also my first sit-down video since the announcement that the Vlogs channel is going to be ending, and after I told you guys that I was going to be leaving that channel, oh my word, I expected that there would be quite a few people who watched my Myths on the Vlogs channel and hadn't come over here and subscribed yet, but there are a lot of you. I got a lot of subscribers after that video came out, like, my word, gee whiz. So welcome to the channel. I hope you're happy to be here, because I'm happy to have you. Yeah, and the next mythology video will be coming out on this channel next week. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you hit the like button and the share button so that you can share this video on your favorite social media website like Twitter or Facebook. Speaking of which, I am also on these platforms. I have a Twitter account and a Facebook account and an Instagram account, and you can follow me at any of those if you so wish. If it's your first time here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I make more videos here every single week, and at the moment I'm also making a second video every week that's a Pokemon playthrough, so if you're interested in that, there you go. Go ahead and email this to your granddad, and for now, I do believe that that is it. I am done, and I will see you guys some other time. Buddy, you are drunk. Just lie down for a minute.